Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Community Awareness. So if I could have everybody silence their cell phone, and I just looked at mine, and I think mine's going to be out to go off. So I'm going to introduce Lieutenant Roman and Mike Romero from Securitas.
Good afternoon, folks. Thank you for having us here, Michelle. I appreciate it. As always, it's always a pleasure to be here, part of Sun Lakes, and our job is to make sure that our community remains safe by keeping everybody informed, as well as us participating with the community as we progress through the years. Few things that I'm going to just touch up on. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. We've been having some concerns of some DUI issues inside the community. They're issues that we're not seeing any fatal harm, thankfully, at this point, but it is concerning because the numbers have gone up increasingly through the last couple of months. We want to make sure that all of our residents enjoy their time here inside the community, that all patrons are complying with rules and regulations when it comes to your activity here inside the facilities. And more safety reasons, we want to make sure that our residents are not getting harmed when they're driving back home. The DUI concern is something that I brought up over with the board and Banning PD, and we're going to be working with each other to make sure that we're educating everybody in the bar when they're coming to enjoy the facilities, as well as having security present at the veranda and the bars to make sure that our patrons are enjoying themselves, having a good time. We will address concerns when it comes to individuals that are just being a little rambunctious when it comes to being, in the bar facility. So just a safety concern. Everybody's entitled to have a good time here at Sun Lakes, but we want to make sure you guys do it safely. We want to make sure that all our residents get home safe, that there are no accidents, and somebody potentially get harmed or injured on their way home as well. So if you have questions, you're more than welcome to get in touch with our department. We can go over some more education in terms of what you guys can do to remain safe out there. Security will be out in the veranda on Fridays and Saturdays, and we're going to be enforcing policy there. Our job is to observe, report, and to assist when needed. Patrol will be making rounds as well. We're going to be video recording any incidents that take place for our protection and for your protection, and we're there to assist as much as possible. With the summer almost over, that doesn't mean that we're clear from our summer heat. We do have some fires, as you know, that have been popping up around our community. Once we do see smoke, our department is attentive to that. We've been really thorough when it comes to making sure where the fire is coming from, what direction it's heading, as well as working along with CDF to see what we can do for the community. Should we prepare for evacuations? Who do we need to bring this attention to so that we can work in the community together with EPAP emergency personnel and get everybody out in a safe manner. With the rvcfire.org website, we remain up to date with live incidents that happen with our community. So we're constantly reporting concerned residents that are calling us. We're letting them know what's happening, should they panic or not panic. So without hesitation, if you see smoke, call security. We're definitely going to be on top of it for you folks and keep you up to date with live events as they come up, okay? Handicap placards and parking are becoming an issue inside Sun Lakes as well. We've observed a few fake placards around the community. We will cite individuals that are using fake handicap placards. When I mean fake, it means somebody that goes and photoshops on a piece of paper an actual placard and then just displays it on their dashboard. That is not acceptable. It is against the law. But we're not here to enforce the law. We're here to enforce regulations, and we want to make sure that everybody's complying with those regulations. So we will bring it up to those and to their attention. And if you have any questions of what the policy is for Sun Lakes, you can contact security. We'll be more than happy to address those concerns as well. But we definitely don't want to see an excessive amount of handicap placards out there. We are seeing a number of vehicles being, parked out in our community, within our streets, within our driveways. We will check those vehicles. If there's no violation, we won't issue a citation. However, parking is allowed on the street as long as you guys have a valid pass. You're not blocking a driveway, you're not blocking somebody's mailbox or parked in front of a fire hydrant. So just be attentive to stuff like that. And if you see it, you can report it. Let us know. We'll go out there and check it out as well, okay? Suspicious individuals, we've seen an influx of individuals coming in from time to time, but more concerning, we've seen guests using our facilities when they should be having the residents attend with them. It is a concern where we're attentively keeping that track of that as well. If you have guest folks that are wanting to come to use the facilities, residents must be present at all time when they're using those facilities. If we go make contact with said individual, they might not even have the information of the resident that they're staying with, and there's going to be a conflict there where my guys will not have another option but to remove them from the premises because we can't verify who they are or if they even belong here at Sun Lakes. With all that said, we're going to continue doing our due diligence by enforcing rules and regulations. If the residents has concerns about what can they do for guests to use those facilities, we can bring it up with admin and go over what options they have. Other than that, we're going to continue doing what we've done effectively in the last couple of months. We're enforcing citations on the streets in the evenings. We're checking our pools in the evenings as well. But if you guys have any suspicious activity to report, you're always welcome to call our department. We will be on top of that. Lieutenant Roman, do you have anything you'd like to add? Excellent. Do you guys have any questions for me? Yes.
You need to use the mic because it's recorded.
Have you ever considered, you know how the police will set up on a street where you have to be tested to see if you're drunk? Have you ever considered
checkpoints, DOA checkpoints.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sun Lakes is a private property, folks. Certain rules and regulations apply, but the concern is safety. This is what we want to educate our residents on, is safety, common sense, common knowledge. I mean, drinking and driving don't go together. We want to make sure our residents get home safe. At this time, all I can do is just work with law enforcement and report such incidents, and they can continue reporting on their end. We're not law enforcement, so our limit of capabilities, what we can do out in the field, are very limited. So it's a great suggestion, and I'll continue working with PD on that as well, okay?
So does that mean that the PD can't come here and do that?
PD cannot come in and do a DUI checkpoint inside Sun Lakes. It is a private community, unfortunately.
Well, I think that you should consider that, however you have to do it. And people are not going to like it, but too bad.
I understand. We were doing everything we can, like I said, to educate those that we have had interactions with. Education is the key here. And then we're going to continue monitoring those repeat offenders as well. There are ways that we can hold them accountable, but since, like I mentioned earlier, Sun Lakes being a private property, we're very limited to what they can even do inside our community. So security, reporting, education is our best effort at this point, okay? And suggestions. If you guys have suggestions, bring them along. We'll address it with the board as well, see what we can do to help you guys out. Any other questions?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you, Michelle.
Officer Rodriguez? So he may be able to answer your question about not having PD in here or out of here.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Officer Manny Rodriguez, and these are going to be, I'm the current homeless liaison officer for the Banning Police Department, and these are going to be the numbers that for last month of August. So I made 15 arrests related to the homeless. I fielded 63 calls for service that are transient related. We had 10 cleanups, that was both with the city and Caltrans workers, and we collected 12 shopping carts. No, that's in the city of Banning. None of which affected Sun Lakes. Questions?
Could you answer her question about the police department not being able to come in here for a DUI?
And just to piggyback off what the security officer said, it's a private community, and on private roads, some of the traffic laws do not apply. Unfortunately, you're given your right because it is private. We cannot conduct a DUI stop or DUI traffic enforcement related detail here inside Sun Lakes. It might be able to be set up outside of Sun Lakes, on Sun Lakes Boulevard, yes, because that's a public street, but not inside Sun Lakes.
Okay, thank you. I was curious, you mentioned that you made 15 arrests with the homeless. Was that last month?
Yes.
Okay. Because there are so many more than 15 of them all over the place, especially by the freeway over there. What do they do that is worse than someone else?
The majority of the arrests that I make here in the city are warrant related, whether they have warrants, whether they have missed court dates, whether that's for misdemeanor or felony, or if they have some kind of open charge, which would be if they committed a crime, that's what they are getting arrested for.
So it's nothing of that they are doing actually at that moment.
It's not illegal to be homeless. So they're not getting arrested because they are homeless. They're just getting arrested because they've missed court dates, whether that's for warrants or they are committing crimes.
And isn't there a quota for how many of them can get together? Sometimes, like there is a big picnic in front of the Albertson or something on the street, like there are dozens of them having a great time on the street.
Yeah,
it's a city.
there's no quota of them being allowed to be
Nothing.
together. It'd be no different than if everybody here congregated at the park. The homeless and everybody else are no different. They're people just like you and me. They breathe the same air. They bleed the same blood. Just because they are homeless does not mean that it's illegal for them to be homeless.
Yeah, but if it's on private property, sometimes is that on the owner allowed to object to have them in front of their store? Like I've seen them in.
That would be up to that
camping
business
in
owner
front
or
of Marshall, for example, with a little tent. I mean, I don't have anything particularly against the homeless. I feel very sad, like most of us, but it's getting to be too much.
yeah, that'd be up to that property owner or that business owner or the employees of that business to call that in. That might be more of loitering to the front of a business, which is a crime, right? Or trespassing on that said property. That's a little bit more than them just being homeless. But again, that's up to that business owner or those employees to call the police and or desire to press charges.
Any other questions? Thank you, officer. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Did you get those stats? Did you get those stats from him? Oh, could you get them for me, please? I would like to now introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Baines, and I'm not going to call him, she's not your assistant.
No, she's my mentor.
She's, okay. They've already started. Here we go. Thank you, Dr. Baines.
Thank you. Okay, everything's working. We want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon for our presentation on the benefits of humor and laughter. I'm sure you know some of them, but hopefully we're going to enlighten you. What we're going to do is we're going to give you knowledge. We're going to laugh with you. We're going to show you videos, jokes. We hope you laugh at our jokes, okay? Right. Or at least smile, pretend, fake it, okay? Right.
We think we're funny, so it's okay to tell us we're not.
So I don't know if you remember Anud Muhammad from maybe 4 months ago or something, or 5 months. She came and did a presentation on the benefits of nutrition in the elderly. So I was her professor at that time, and so I came here to watch, and she did an amazing job. And then when I was talking to the people in charge, I said, hey, if you ever want us to do another presentation, we could do it on the health benefits of humor and laughter. And they said yes, and I said, only if Anud can come, so we were working. So Anud used to be my student, so she graduated in June. She was barely graduated, right? Barely, with a 4.0. Seriously, 4.0. She's my most brilliant student ever in the last 12, 13 years, right?
That was not in the script. We weren't supposed to talk about this.
Oh, okay, so hold on. So you always want your student to do better than you, and so she has, and she's on her way, so I just want to give her some kudos for that. My name is Gurinder Baines. I'm a professor and a program director at Loma Linda University. So again, we're going to make this an interactive process. So we're going to ask you guys questions. Don't be scared. They're easy questions. We have the answers. But I think you have the answers too, so everything will be fine. Okay, how many of you remember Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, right? Okay, perfect. So that's how we're going to start out, is we're going to show a video for about 2 or 3 minutes. And feel free to laugh and smile, chuckle, giggle, because laughter is contagious, okay?
Okay, Novocaine. Here we are, Novocaine. Take a firm hold of the hypodermic needle. Right. There'll be a little bit of pain, and then numbness will set in. just give you a little shock here. Yeah, I'll be right with you.
So as many of you remember back in the day, I mean, I was young too then, it was live, right? And as you saw, they couldn't control their laughter themselves. Like, you know, even though it's supposed to be on TV, I think it was the Carol Burnett show, I'm not sure, right? But it was live, and you just couldn't hold it in, and you're gonna laugh, You can't, like, it's contagious. As you saw one of them laughing, the other one tried to keep it in, but he couldn't. So just like all of you, you know, a few of you laughed, and then the whole group started smiling and laughing and getting it all out. That was great. So now Anud is going to go into the health benefits of humor and laughter.
So before we go over them and I bore you with me talking about them, we'll play a video just to go over them quickly, and then we'll break them down.
10
Again, you have to do this one. Just do this.
health benefits of laughter. Laughter is the best medicine. We're always being told that, but there's actually more to a good giggle than just raising our spirits for a couple of minutes. In fact, laughter is a big deal and has been shown to have many beneficial effects on the human body in different ways. When you laugh, your brain releases endorphins that create feelings of joy and euphoria. So don't let anybody ever stop you from having a good laugh. They could be harming your health. Reduces stress. Laughing activates your stress response by reducing the levels of stress hormones such as cortisol, leaving you with a good, relaxed feeling. Laughter provides a full-scale workout for your muscles and stimulates blood circulation. This in turn helps reduce some of the physical symptoms of stress. The next time you are stressed, just watch some comedy shows, and soon you will start feeling better. Protects the heart. People who laugh a lot on a regular basis have lower blood pressure than the average person. When people have a good laugh, the blood pressure increases at first, but then it decreases to levels below normal. Laughter has been found to benefit the way blood flows around the body, reducing the likelihood of heart disease. 15 minutes of laughter a day is as important for your heart as 30 minutes of exercise 3 times a week. Boosts the immune system. If you have a weak immune system, you can improve it with a regular dose of laughter. Research has shown that regular laughter actually helps boost the immune system by decreasing stress hormones and increasing anti-infection antibodies, as well as T cells in the blood. This helps ward off infections, fighting diseases like the common cold or even cancer. Relieves pain. Laughter works as a natural painkiller. 15 minutes of laughter can increase pain tolerance by around 10% as a result of endorphins being released in the brain. These endorphins cause something akin to a natural high, leading to pleasant feelings of calm, as well as temporary pain relief. A study published in the Journal of Holistic Nursing reported that patients who were told jokes after surgery and before painful medication was administered perceived less pain when compared to patients who didn't get a dose of humor as part of their therapy. Improves sleep quality and reduces insomnia. Scientific research in the field of sleep and insomnia is confirming that laughter can help improve our sleep patterns by relaxing the mind and body. It's even been shown to improve the effectiveness of insomnia treatments. Improves your social life. If you can make people laugh, then you're likely to have more friends because everyone loves a joker. You're also likely to achieve more at work. If you have a good sense of humor, you'll be more productive, a better communicator, and team player. Helps you lose weight. Burning off calories by laughing might not sound as if it has much use, but a hearty chuckle raises the heart rate and speeds up the metabolism. If you're dieting, think about adding laughter to your exercise regimen. A good sitcom might easily keep you laughing for 20 minutes or more. Keeps you young. A daily dose of laughter can make you look younger. When you smile and laugh, as many as 15 facial muscles work together. This increases the blood flow around the face, making you look younger and healthier. Positively affects the creative process. Laughter has a large number of effects on the chemical processes in the body, and the combination of reduced stress hormones, increased endorphins, and increased oxygenation to the blood and brain caused an increase in creativity in test subjects who laugh often. By improving overall brain health and bolstering its natural support system, both hemispheres can work together more efficiently, so creativity has a place to foster and grow. Improves memory. It is well known that sleep plays an important role in memory and learning. A clear, alert brain allows us to focus, learn, and remember information, and to be creative. On the other hand, when we're sleepy, we make more mistakes and are less productive in school and at work. Healthy sleep puts us in the right state of mind to take in information as we go about the day. Not only that, we need a good night's sleep to process and retain that information over the long term.
All right, did you guys know all of these benefits
are the worst.
of laughter?
So when I tell you, I literally
Did you guys know that laughter has all these benefits? So it almost sounds like if we laugh, we don't need to do anything else. No exercising, nothing, just sit and laugh, right? All right, since the video went through all of them, I'm going to go quickly over the ones that are really important. Slide 4, I think, 5. Okay, so I'm going to break down the benefits into 3 categories: the physiological, psychological, and then social. Physiological being physical, the benefits that are going to help our body physically. So the first one is going to be heart health. So just like exercise, laughter actually decreases your blood pressure and increases your heart rate. Just like exercise, when you work out, your heart rate goes up, blood pressure stabilizes. That's what laughter does to us as well. So one study found that people who rarely laugh are 1.5 times more likely to have a heart disease. Now, who wants a heart disease? Nobody, right? So just something as simple as laughing every day, putting it in your routine, can really be a preventative factor against heart disease. So your breathing rate when you're laughing, increases. When you're laughing, you're trying to gasp air, so that's your body trying to get more oxygen. And you're actually consuming more of that oxygen, and then your breathing rate relaxes afterwards. So that's a good thing for your body. Oops. Sorry. All right, so did you know that 10 to 15 minutes, I know the video mentioned it, but 10 to 15 minutes a day can help you burn up to 40 calories. So that's a lot of calories, right? I mean, I at the gym every day trying to burn 100 calories. I could just sit on my couch and watch a sitcom. Same thing.
As long as you're just not sitting on the couch with your chips and your soda.
You
that's
can't
the
sit
key.
on your couch without chips and soda. Come on, I'm kidding. I did a nutrition presentation here a couple months ago. Okay, so second is pain reduction. Now, how does laughter reduces pain? Did you guys ever know that it happens with laughing? Did you sit one time and laugh till your guts and your muscles in your body hurt? That's actually doing good to your body. It reduces pain. Actually, it reduces your perception of pain. Now, when you're laughing, there are hormones that are called endorphins. Just like the video said, there are something called endorphins. And I'm going to be mentioning endorphins here and there. Just remember that word. So when you're laughing, your body produces these hormones, and these hormones are the natural painkiller. So when you are producing these hormones in your body, the happy hormones or the feeling good hormones that you get when you're exercising are the same hormones you get when you're laughing. So just by watching that video, watching our presentation today, you have more endorphins.
So those are feel-good hormones?
They are feel-good hormones, yes. And I'm going to talk about one more. So we're going to talk about two today. All right. So third one is improves your sleep quality. So there was a study that had participants incorporate 40 minutes of laughing sessions per week for 4 weeks. And what they found is that sleep quality was improved dramatically, and that feeling of being depressed and anxious were reduced or were lessened. And did you know that combining some sort of exercise such as yoga and laughing can improve your sleep? Who does yoga here?
Who wants to do yoga here?
I want to do yoga. So yoga and, you do yoga?
You want to?
Really? Wow. How does that work? Is it like they play some funny videos as they're doing yoga, or do they tell jokes?
Well,
Wow.
I've actually participated in laughter yoga. What they do is you pretty much are in a circle, right? And you're doing your yoga, but everyone just laughs. You go, ha, 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 ha. And then, it's contagious. You're laughing, everyone else is laughing. So you're laughing while you're doing the yoga. So that's the premise behind that.
Absolutely, contagious. Like when you see someone laughing, you automatically start smiling. And if you find it funny, you start laughing too. So that's a good kind of contagious that we want, right? Not the virus contagious. We want the laughing contagious, right? All right. So fourth benefit here is that it improves your immunity. And what immunity is the ability of our bodies to fight off disease or any infections or any pathogens that may enter our body. So how does laughing do that? So laughing can actually increase the number of cells in our body that produce antibodies. And these antibodies are the little soldiers in our body that fights off disease. So the more you laugh, the more you make of these little factory cells that make antibodies. So the better your immunity. So win, 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 right? So keep laughing. All right, so next is you.
So throughout the presentation, we're going to have some laughter quotes, okay? And I'm going to ask the audience what they take from these quotes. So the first one, laughter is the shortest distance between two people. So laughter is the shortest distance between two people. What does that mean to you? Just raise your hand or just yell out an answer. What's your take on that quote?
It's like you're standing in line in Starbucks and something happens and two people who are in line who don't even know each other look at each other and smile.
Yeah.
She's absolutely correct. Right, so it could be with family, friends, even strangers, right? And so it brings people together, the closeness, right? As she's saying, you bond with people you might not even know, and you're smiling, you're laughing, like we're doing today.
All right, so what I forgot to mention earlier is that everything we are saying is backed up by research. So we're not just but two people here walked in telling you about laughter. This is all backed up by actual studies. So if anybody's interested to read any of those studies, talk to us afterwards and we'll be happy to email them to you. All right, next are our psychological benefits. So what is psychological? Is mental health, anything happening in our brain, in our mind. So laughter does a lot in that area. So first, as the video said, reduces your stress, which we're all stressed all the time. I'm stressed all the time.
She is, trust me.
He knows. I'm always stressed, and he always makes me laugh. That's why I'm stuck to him all the time, because he always makes me happy. So reducing stress is one of the biggest benefits. Now, just like we said, we have endorphins that are feeling good hormones. We also have cortisol, our stress hormone, which is natural in our body. It's usually elevated in the morning. We have it. It elevates when we're stressed out, when we're anxious, when we're depressed. It's there. But we can really bring it down by laughing. Well, there's a lot of other things, but we're not here on nutrition. I'm like, itching to talk about nutrition, but I won't. I'll hold myself not to talk about nutrition. But laughter is one way to bring down the cortisol. So if you have so much of that, hormone, or you feel like you're very anxious, just put on some funny videos and you'll see how you feel. So besides that, laughter also gives you a break from worrying. And what that means is that if you're worried about something or you're stressed out about something, just laughing or watching a small clip when you have that state of mind, this gives you a break of worrying. And it can also gives you a healthy perspective on whatever situation you're in. So let's say you are trying to make a decision, or you're walking into an exam, which I did so much of in the past 3 years. So just watching a little clip before you walk into a situation like that gives you a better perspective on the issue. And that's how much the effect of laughing is on us. All right. Oh, and there's also conflict resolution that we're going to be talking about in a bit, which is a big area of how laughing can help us. Next is improves memory, and this is Dr. Baines' study. He did his PhD on humor and laughter and how it affects short-term memory in elderly population. So he's going to be talking about that in a couple of slides. Last, we have anxiety and depression. So just like laughter works with, like we said, cortisol and endorphins and all these things, it works with so many other hormones. Our body has so many hormones everywhere. And laughter does affect a lot of the other hormones that we have in our body. And these hormones are the little signaling molecules in our body that either work on one area or they work across our body. So really, they are really, really important, and they dictate the entire functioning of our body. So the more you laugh, the healthier the mental state you're in. I'm going to repeat. The more you laugh, the healthier your mental state becomes. It is very important and is very effective. So research has shown that laughter helps reduce anxiety and depression by increasing another hormone called serotonin. So that's kind of the buddy-buddy of endorphins. It's called serotonin. And we know that a lot of medications actually work on increasing serotonin in our body. So why don't we use something that is free and not a medication, not a pill that we have to pop in, just, being funny and laughing and enjoying it with a bunch of people. This increases serotonin, all right? Don't need to worry about all the names, but just if you come across these names, you'll know what they are. All right.
And one more quick thing is, this presentation, we're doing it, the benefits of humor and laughter in the elderly, right? So mental health in the elderly is just as important as in any other age group. So we have depression, loneliness, anxiety. So again, as Anud was saying, the health benefits of laughing, especially with the mental health state is very important, okay?
Right. And here we have
our next quote. He who laughs lasts. So he who laughs lasts. So what's your take on that? Yes, sir.
Well, as you've been mentioning prior to this, someone that's involved in laughter is going to have better health, live longer, and last longer.
Absolutely.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, that takes us, if the clicker works. Here.
Real quick, Anud,
Yeah,
we're going to keep saying the same things over and over again about the health benefits until it's ingrained in your head. So Don't think we're just repeating ourselves. We're doing it on purpose, okay?
So you walk out of here, go home, put a funny video on, and watch it all day long.
And laugh and do it with your friends. Watch it
Yes.
together.
That actually brings us to our next point, which is the social benefits. So social benefits, look at us. First of all, we're here gathered to, talk about laughing. This is how important this is, that we actually have a presentation on it. And Dr. Baines did his PhD on this. That's how important this is.
And I dragged her here with me to talk about
He
it,
did
right?
drag me here, but yeah, I promised to buy lunch. But actually, I took a class that was an amazing class that was called therapeutic humor, which they use it in hospitals now, part of treatment for painkiller. A lot of hospitals incorporate humor and laughter for patients to make them feel better, so they can accept treatment better, they can feel better, and it's working. There are organizations and departments focusing on laughter in the healthcare. So this is how important this is. So social benefits, like we said, is bringing us together. We're here together when we're, sitting with family, friends, whether they're acquaintances or, best friends. Laughter brings us together. You enjoy your time more if you're laughing together, right? Like if we were just all sitting together, all sad, depressed, it's not going to be a good time. But if you're all laughing together, it's a great time.
And I don't know if you noticed when we watched the clip with the dentist, you guys either were smiling or laughing really loudly. And it was as a group. You did it as a group.
Right.
It wasn't, even though you were individually laughing, it was as a group.
Right. And the second point here just says positive connection and social well-being. So social well-being is being good around people, like to have fun with people, like to communicate with people, have bonds with people around you. Laughter is that glue that does these things. So think of it as the thing that keeps us together. All right. And one thing I want to mention here is that we should all be aware of the effect of laughter on mental health, because being alone tends to lead to depression, and not having fun in life tends to lead to depression and to stressful times, and we don't want that. Nobody wants to be depressed. So something that is going to be as simple as laughing is better than taking medication for depression, right? So we should all try it. All right.
And that takes us exactly to what Anu just said. Our next quote, always laugh when you can. It is cheap medicine. So what is your take on cheap medicine and laughing when you can? It's free. Who said it's free? That's the key word. That's what I was looking for. More than cheap. What's the cheapest of cheap? It's free, right? It's free. Especially if it's medicine. We all take some type of medicine, and now it's free. So if you could take something that could, as Anu's been constantly reiterating to you guys about the health benefits, it's free, and you can share it. It's not going to cost you anything, okay?
All right.
Next quote. I have not seen anyone dying of laughter, but I know millions who are dying because they're not laughing. Makes sense, right? It's the same thing. It's the health benefits. If you're not laughing, you're going to, you'll have your disease, you're going to have your conditions, you're going to have your infections. But if you're laughing, it will actually help. It's not going to cure anything, but it'll help make antibodies, as Anu said. It's going to help you overall. She's already talked about the psychological and the physiological.
Right.
And the social. I forgot that. Key one, and social. So, laughter and relationships now. So, relationships meaning your relationships with your significant other, it could be with your children, grandchildren, your friends here that you meet with, strangers like us that are trying to make you laugh. It's just everyone has relationships, okay? And laughter plays a huge role in that. Okay, here's the next one. A strong sense of humor is associated with intelligence and honesty. That's why most women are attracted to men with a sense of humor. At least that's what I tell myself, right? Exactly. Yeah. That's what all guys tell themselves. All right, this is the one for the women in here in the room. Women laugh 7 more times a day than men and live 7 years longer. There we go.
I hear a clap.
Okay. So let me have a little rebuttal here. Let me take care of the guys here. well, why do you think we die so early? Because we just can't handle all the stress that we're getting from women, right?
Hey, we're always laughing. Where's the stress?
Okay, let me get on the women's side this time, because you always have to be on the women's side, right? Why do they live 7 years longer? Because the men die off, because they're done with them, right? So now they have the energy to go 7 more years, right? Exactly.
Hey, we're just funnier. All right. So, after what he just said, so both men and women, oh, there we go. I don't like when that happens. Okay, so both men and women want someone with a sense of humor. Who doesn't want someone with a sense of humor? I mean, everybody does, right? Men want someone to laugh at their jokes, like him. He always asks,
Wait,
not funny.
is she calling me a joke, or is she saying that I have...
Laughing at your jokes all the time. I know all of them, but you keep repeating. Anyway, but women want someone to make them laugh. Who agrees with that? I want someone to constantly make me laugh. I don't want to make someone laugh. It's too much work, right? But you always want someone to make you laugh. In all cases, except friendship, men choose women who laugh at their jokes, and women want men to make them laugh. And this is research. This is not just us.
So it's not you're laughing at us, you're laughing with us, right? So there's the key difference right there, too.
Yeah. And that's actually something we're going to be talking about in a bit with kids.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there's this one that I find quite funny because I do this. So there they are, man and woman sitting on the couch. She extends her arm, and then he says, "Oh, you want to hold my hand?" And she says, "No, I want chips." I do that all the time. That's why I find it funny to put it on there.
Women always want something, don't they, right?
Food.
Guys
They
know
always
that.
want
They always
food.
want something.
It's always food. All right.
All right, so as Anud mentioned earlier, under, I think it was psychological, conflict resolution, right? That is huge for all ages. So during times of high stress, let's take an example of a husband and a wife, right? And during times of high stress, let's say you get into an argument. Men usually will try to make their partner laugh, thinking, oh, if I make them laugh, they're going to forget about what I just did or what the problem was. That's the worst thing men can do. This is, again, research has shown this, because this will lead to breakups, separations, and divorce, because women are thinking, you don't care. You know, why are you joking about this? But on the flip side, women, if they bring humor into a situation that's, let's say there's an argument, it actually works.
Yeah.
Because it's lowering the man's heart rate down, it's calming them down. And so those relationships are the ones that will actually sustain, okay? It'll work. Again, men, remember, and I do this all the time, don't joke when there's an argument, okay? Trust me. I want to trust me. You guys know this, right? Yes, right. Do not joke when there's an argument. And women, keep joking when there's an argument, okay? Calm the men down.
That tells you we're in control, doesn't it?
Hey, women, I will agree. Women are always in control. They have the power, okay? So let's look at how, what did I say here? How do you use humor to manage conflicts? Don't make negative or hurtful remarks. We all know that, right? Don't invalidate others' emotions. So everyone has feelings and emotions. Don't tell them, why are you crying? Why are you mad? They're allowed to be mad. They're allowed to cry, okay? So just remember that. Try not to criticize or exaggerate things. Don't focus on impressing others. And then here's the one. Develop a smarter sense of humor and learn to identify the correct time. So know when to bring humor into your relationship. Again, men, don't bring it in when there's an argument, and women definitely bring it in, okay? And then maintain a positive attitude. We all know that.
Okay.
Okay, here's a joke. A wife and a husband are sitting together, sipping wine and watching a movie. The wife suddenly whispers, "I love you." The husband says, "Is that you or the wine talking?" The wife says, "It's me talking to the wine." Right.
Poor husband.
I know, right? Men just get the... Yeah, that's okay. I won't say.
Hey. All right, this is a favorite. Hey, I ask my husband this every day. Do I look fat? And then he says, do I look stupid? Do I look stupid to answer that question?
No, the answer always is no, you don't. Always no, you
Yep.
don't, right?
Yep. All right. Before we go on to the next. No, there is the next one. It is yours. Yes. Never mind.
Oh, okay. We're at my research now. So a few years back, I wanted to see how short-term memory could be improved. And there's all these different methods to try to improve memory, especially in the elderly. But no one ever did a study or conducted a study on if humor and laughter could improve short-term memory in the elderly. As we all know, the elderly population is growing, right, at a huge rate. We're living longer, okay? So if we're living longer, there's more risk of disease, right? And all the other manifestations of living longer and becoming older is one of them is short-term memory loss. So mirthful laughter, as Anud was saying, decreases cortisol. Cortisol was that stress hormone. We don't want to increase it. So not only does it go around the body causing damage, it goes to the brain. There's a certain part of the brain, we don't need to worry about it, but it's neurotoxic to that part, and that's the part that affects short-term memory. So if we can do anything to decrease the cortisol, maybe the memory might be improved. So that's what I wanted to study. So the purpose of that study was to see if watching a humor video would be able to improve short-term memory in two groups. One of the groups was they watched a 20-minute video on humor and hopefully made them laugh. The other group just sat quietly. We didn't let them sleep. Just for 20 minutes, they didn't do anything, okay? So what we did is we gave them a memory test. And then we did our 20-minute session of either sitting quietly or actually watching a humorous video, and then we gave them the memory test again. The nice thing about these videos, it was age matched. So the average age of my subjects were 69 years old. So I didn't want to give them something, that Anud might find funny. It should be something that they might find funny, So it was Red Skelton. So they could remember, they associated laughing with Red Skelton. And then America's Funniest Home Videos, we've all seen it. People are falling, babies are laughing, people trip on their butts or their faces. You're going to laugh, right? It's funny. So here are the results. So the green group is the humor group. The red group was the group that didn't receive humor, okay? As you could see, the green is bigger than the red, right, in all three graphs? So we had learning ability, delayed recall, and visual recognition. All three groups, there was an increase. Everyone improved. However, as you could see with the green, they improved more. Especially the second one, delayed recall, it was more than doubled. Delayed recall just means, where did I leave my keys? Did I turn the stove off? How many times am I going to check, right? Short-term memory, that's your delayed recall. Same thing with learning ability. That improved more than the group who did not watch the humor and they sat quietly. And the same thing with visual recognition. So all three components improved in both groups, but the group who watched the humor improved more. So this is just another benefit of laughing, okay? So in conclusion with that study, so individuals who watched a humor video that induced that laughter from inside versus the group who didn't had a greater enhancement in the capability to learn, have a greater recall, and improve their visual recognition.
He added these pictures of me last
So
minute.
as you can tell, we get along really well, and we laugh, we FaceTime, we Zoom, we have a lot of projects to do, so we end up taking pictures. Then we're like, hey, you know what? Instead of finding pictures online, let's find pictures of ourselves, right?
Before we go on, how do you think you can add humor to your day? After what you learned about all the health benefits that we just talked about, how do you think you can add humor to your day? Anything. You can just shout out anything. Yes?
Facebook has something called Reels.
Okay. Oh, Reels. Yes.
In the morning, before I do something, I watch a couple of those Reels.
That is awesome. Yes. Social media Reels are hilarious. And the more you watch of the funny ones, the more they give you of those funny videos. That is an amazing way that we don't have on here. Thank you for mentioning that. Any others? Okay, well, we have some
Wait,
here.
Anud.
Yeah.
how do you add humor and laughter to your day?
Oh my God, George Carlin. I watch George Carlin. I watch sitcoms all the time. My Seinfeld.
Right.
My husband is hilarious,
Right.
so that's why I married him. So I have him there.
That's what
every
it said on the slides, right?
day. I have him there every day. So yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. That takes us back to the oxygen that you're getting in for your body. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that.
Great answer.
Yes, inducing laughter, if you want to call it. Induce it yourself. Laugh. Think of something funny yourself. That is amazing. I didn't have one of those points in my slide, but that's wonderful. Yes, absolutely. True, true. Thank you for mentioning that. Any others? Yes, go ahead. Yes. Animal clips. Stupid.
Stupid is funny.
Yes.
I think we all realize that, when not even individuals, humans, when they do something stupid, it's funny, especially in animals too.
Even in the commercials. That's why they put it in the commercials. Oh, great, great. That's nice. That's why they add it to commercials, to make you like it, to, get you to watch more and more of it. All right, well, here are the ones we have. So you can laugh every day, like we just said. You can schedule humor in your day. Say, you know what, every day before bed, I'm going to watch 20 minutes of something funny. Schedule it in, or maybe as soon as you wake up in the morning.
And the nice thing about watching something on, Netflix or something, commercials are gone. So it really is just 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a quick 20-minute, watch something funny, go to bed.
Watch funny TV shows if there's something you like, or on Netflix. Online humor websites. There's a lot of those. Like you just mentioned, there's on social media, Facebook or Instagram. There's a lot of funny reels there. And group setting. This one is my favorite. I'd rather sit with a group of people, communicate and laugh together than, be on a screen. But, sometimes whatever you can find is good. But I like to be in a group setting with people, like with him. We're always laughing every day. We're working together. 50% of our time is laughing.
Like I said, it's with me, not at me. That's what it is,
yes.
right?
Oh, I'm going to get to that point. And then grandchildren. How many has grandchildren? Yeah.
More than
or
half.
some kids in the family. This is there for a good reason, because kids are hilarious, and sometimes they say things that are hilarious. And when you laugh with kids, you create that bond between grandparents and the children. This is a bond that's completely different than parents and children. Because me as a parent, I have to discipline, and I can't be funny all the time. They won't take me seriously. But as a grandparent, you can do that. You can be funny all the time, and they actually like you more.
That's why her kids love me. I'm the uncle, so
Yes,
they
my
can
kids
get away with
love
anything.
him.
They can get away with anything with me.
Because he's always hilarious with them, and I never get to discipline because he breaks all my rules. So you see, they like him because they're always laughing together. Again, laughter. Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so you have a different interpretation of fun. It doesn't have to be funny that something's going to make you laugh out of your gut, but it's something that you interpret as being fun. It makes you feel good. Again, we go back to the endorphins. Watching nature increases your endorphins, reduces your cortisol. So when you see something and you like what you see, this is your feel-good hormones just gushing in your blood. So we want to do more of the things that do that. All right. So, okay. Didn't we talk about that? Oh, yeah, children and humor, we already talked about that. So for some benefits to incorporate laughter with kids. Does anybody know any other benefits to that? Because I have a list, but does anybody know what it does to the children if you include laughter in their life, especially as grandparents? For sure. Same benefits as it is for adults. Like for us, still applies to children. They're just a smaller body. But it still applies to them. They have the same hormones. They have everything. But it's just on a smaller body size. So some of the benefits are actually sustaining joy and happiness in their life. They're happy. Kids, it's very easy to keep kids happy. Strengthening their interpersonal skills. So communication, talking. They have better skills when there's laughter in their life, especially from someone close to them as grandparents. Building a strong bond between you and them, and help manage anger and anxiety, like you just said. And then children have a better humor skills. When they have humor in their life, they have better communication and better in cultivating friendships, and they become more popular because they know, they have this skill of being funny. And it also builds self-esteem for kids, which is big, and it's very important, especially at school age. Building self-esteem is something that lasts for a long time. You can also boost their intellect, and they can become more intellectual and their emotional state. So they master being, how they can manage their emotions, if you will. And the one that I kept saying, I'll go back to this, they learn how to distinguish between laughing with someone or laughing at someone. So when you teach them how to laugh with them, they can figure out when someone is laughing at them. So this is a very important distinction. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right. And then, as she was saying, a big thing for young kids, just like with the elderly, is mental health. Right. Kids nowadays, mental health is huge with depression, anxiety, loneliness, the exact same thing as in the elderly. So if laughter can help alleviate some of those issues, that's great. And sometimes it's nice to have the grandparents or the uncle or the aunt to help do that with the children.
Absolutely. And that takes us to
our take-home message. I know we're running out of time. We probably ran out of time, but that's okay. Anud went over the physiological, psychological, and social benefits. And then remember, relationships, men don't joke around when there's an argument. Okay, women can do that. That's okay. And we went over how to incorporate different ways to have humor and laughter into your life, and you guys gave us some great examples. And then the benefits to children. You guys are grandparents. You guys want your children to grow up being great individuals, and humor and laughter is a huge component of that.
Right.
And there's more of us laughing on, yeah, that's her, that's me in the top corner. So as you could tell, we found pictures online, but then we were like, why don't we just post our pictures, because we laugh just as much as the ones that are online. And these are just natural pictures we take. There weren't, hey, laugh for me, I'm going to take a picture. She was laughing probably at me again, right? Not something I said, right? And then I just clicked these pictures. So they came in handy, so it was kind of really nice. I know we're out of time, but if you have questions, we're going to leave our information up here. But before we go, I have a question for you guys. What are some activities that go on here that could help with humor and laughter, such as social events? Are there things here that you guys get, besides, you get together here today, are there events, social activities that could foster more laughter between everyone?
We do have comedy night here. So there is, we have, I can't remember who comes in, Jason Love. We have several different comedians that come in and perform for us, or comedian.
How often is that?
Oh, I don't know, like maybe a couple times
Yeah.
a year.
What do you guys have more frequently? Is it
Music.
Music, great. Right.
nice.
Even if it's just a gathering, if you guys get together, sooner or later, there we go, wine, exactly. Wine is always a conduit to laughter, right? Yes. Yes, that's perfect, right. So just, have more people attend, spread the word about the health benefits of laughter, especially in your community. And you guys will do great. We thank you. Sorry? See right here. You guys just started laughing at what he said. Perfect. You guys just lost 10 calories right there. Perfect, right? Yeah, keep it up.
Does anybody have any questions before we go? We'll
Any
still stick around
questions?
a little bit after.
And if not, we'll leave our information with Michelle, and you guys could, yeah, we'll
yeah,
stick
we'll
around.
be here. We'll be here.
We're gonna do a stand-up routine, so yeah.
I
we're gonna
expected
turn the camera off because the language might be different. So
I want to thank you so much for coming in and sharing this wonderful presentation, and I laughed a lot, so
That's good. That's good. Thank you so much for coming.
thank you.